Hi everybody and welcome to Heel Heat. This is a Royal Rumble review. My name is George Coles. This is my tag team partner, Jay Briscoe.
Oh, that's a nice one, thanks. Gary Rhodes, everybody.
Gotta start off nice because we're gonna bury this.
This show is not good at all.
I'll let you go ahead and start it off because the one guy's somebody that you really love.
Well, the pre-show, or what do they call it now?
The
YouTube pre-show, whatever, was Cesaro versus Miz for the U.S. title. I've seen better matches from both. I had to put more of the blame on Miz because he is the established veteran, and he was supposed to carry the match a little bit better than what he did. Not saying it was a horrible match, but I think these two could have put on a better show.
I think they just didn't give the effort because it was pre-show. And if you watched on YouTube, I don't know how many of you did watch it, you could see only 65,000 people were watching it as opposed to the 10 million that watched the Royal Rumble later. I thought it was okay. If you watched our preview show, I picked the Miz to win because I thought Vince was going to go in full F the fans in the butt mode. And
he didn't go full into it, but
luckily I was incorrect on that one. But I'm glad Cesaro win. I'm glad one of the younger talents is getting over at the expense of another younger talent. But Miz's face turn is terrible. They need to abort it right now. I mean, it doesn't need to go any further because it's not working.
I think he could turn into a bigger heel from being this face. Screw you people. I tried everything my best to win you people over, and I get shit out of it. That kind of a turn. I think it'll work for him.
Now, speaking of that, our first show of the night, another guy whose face turn I think has done wonders for his career, and we're heel heat. We like heel wrestlers. I absolutely think, and I might get a lot of feedback wrong on this, but this guy Alberto Del Rio, I think he is the best face in wrestling right now.
I have to agree with you.
I think it's one of the best face turns I've ever seen. It's absolutely hitting on all cylinders. You're putting up a guy into the spot that like Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero had where he was the leader of the Latino community.
Well, the thing I like about ADR's face turn more than the Miz is this one wasn't forced on us. No. This one was a slow build-up, and it worked out perfect for him. Plus, Roberto Rodriguez is just awesome as a corner man.
Now, we had the match was Alberto Del Rio versus the Big Show in a last man standing match. I think it was definitely the best match of the night. The only issue I have, and it's a big issue I have with it, the end of the match, Rodriguez tapes Big Show to the bottom rope. Would be a good finish if I didn't see it just a few years ago when John Cena did it to Dave Bautista, where he taped him up, which is basically the same finish. I know that wrestling's cyclical and that everything gets used over and over again, but I agree with the Jim Cornette theory that you have to wait 7 years because the fans cycle out. Yeah, the fans cycle out. Basically, your average fan base only stays around for about 7 years, and then they leave.
I don't like the fact that it copied it, but really, I like the ending of it just because you still keep Big Show looking like a monster, and ADR could still won. He still got over.
I liked Alberto Del Rio winning. Like I said, I think he is the best face in the business right now. I love what they're doing with his character. He is one of the very, very few things that I loved about this show.
Okay. Well, let's take a look at the next match, the World Tag Team match.
We did get both of them. We both got that right on the
Yes. Well, this is one we both got wrong.
Yes.
And which I'm glad. I could have gone either way with the teams. Team Hell No versus the Rhodes Scholars.
And the reason we don't dislike Hell No, we like them a lot, actually. We like the Rhodes Scholars as well. We think it's about time that Hell No drops the titles and Rhodes Scholars gets a run with it. I think as a tag team, they're a better tag team than what Hell No is.
And I'm just ready to see Daniel Bryan go back for the singles belts.
And Kane as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you got two top-tier main event wrestlers that are stuck in the tag team division right now. Not that that's a bad thing, not that there's anything wrong with being a tag team wrestler. I just think you could be doing so much more with both of them.
Oh, exactly, man. I mean, you got the best big man in the business right now. People could, post all about good stuff about Big Show. Kane is the best big man because he can he can just work 10 times better. Daniel Bryan's the best technician in the business right now. I mean, I don't care what anybody else says.
I think he's the best wrestler in the business, period.
And it's time for them to go on again and get some singles gold.
Exactly. And, you know, it wasn't a bad match. The thing of it is that I didn't really like is that we've seen this match a bunch of times already.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I was a little bit disappointed with it. Now, the next thing we had was our Royal Rumble match, which I think we both predicted correctly, the winner. You had some good surprise entrances. Chris Jericho, no one knew about it.
Made the night.
It was an awesome surprise. He lasted, 50-something minutes?
Like 47 minutes. Something
in that area. They needed to put some workers into there. Him and Ziggler worked the majority of the match. You had some other not-so-great surprises. The Godfather, which I'm a Godfather fan. I like his character, but...
In and out.
He had the Warlord treatment. He was in and out in 2 seconds. Santino, who's not 100%, came in, did a little spots, and got knocked out. Sin Cara, Rey Mysterio. I mean, people that didn't really make an impact. The things that I took out of it that I liked them introducing Bo Dallas. I liked how long he got to stay in there. I liked that they got a feud already pre-built coming out of it with him and Wade Barrett, based off of how he eliminated Barrett, and then Barrett re-eliminated him.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that. Some things I really didn't like. You could have took some of these guys out, 3-man band, primetime players, no knock on any of them, Goldust, Godfather, Khali. I mean, you could have took some of these guys out. I would have used this as a springboard to put the Shield over as a superior, dangerous faction that could take out anybody. And not necessarily having any of the 3 win, but put them in there, let them get 5, 6, 7 eliminations, eliminate someone like Orton or, Ziggler, Sheamus, and eliminate some of the big names out of there. And you build it to show how serious of a threat the Shield really is, that they're not just CM Punk's lackeys.
Now, here's another thing I would have done. What's the guy's name, the referee? I can't remember his name.
Brad Maddox.
Brad Maddox. I would have done the Maven treatment with Brad Maddox.
Have him come out and get knocked right out?
No, I would have had him come out and knock out one of the big names of the team of the show.
There you go.
And then get scared and one of the monsters, somebody that he's going to run from, like Kane. Yeah. Say he would have eliminated Kane, and Kane was back in there after him, and he just eliminates himself.
How'd you like the elimination when Kane got eliminated by Bryan, and then Bryan got knocked and he bear hugged him?
Exactly.
There were some good spots. The Kofi Kingston chair spot was good, but then he gets killed right away. He gets knocked out like 10 seconds later. That should have bought him another 5 minutes into the match.
Exactly. It's not like they were eating up time.
The real issue we both have is how predictable it was that John Cena was going to win, and how at the end it came down to Cena, Sheamus, Cena, Sheamus, Ziggler, and Ryback, right? Were the final 4?
No, Ziggler was gone beforehand. Orton, I think. I can't remember. I just know the last 3 in the ring.
The last 3 were Sheamus, Ryback, and Cena, right?
Exactly.
Here's the thing. They have, for all the build-up they had last year with Ryback, and they made a credible main event player out of him, they have destroyed everything they built. Between the losses to CM Punk, which I'm not knocking. I mean, I like CM Punk. They were great matches. The constant beatdowns he's taken from the Shield, and now he gets eliminated in the Rumble match when he was a later entry into the match.
He's number 30.
I would have loved, and I'm not a Ryback fan, I would have loved to see Ryback win this and let him get that monster push back that has put him where the fans are cheering for him, where he's selling merchandise, where there's people chanting, feed me more, all that crap. I mean, I would have loved that. Wouldn't you agree?
It's something different,
But alas, Vince McMahon decided that he knows what the WWE Universe wants, and that we want to see John Cena win, which nobody does. Nobody, even John Cena's parents at this point, don't want to see him win.
No, they're like, fuck you, John. And then with John winning, we knew who was going to win the title.
And that's the sad part. We knew exactly what was going to happen in the main event match, which you should never, ever, again, know what's going to happen in the main event. You had CM Punk versus The Rock. It was a really good match up until the point where the Shield comes out and attacks, and it's definitely the Shield because they've posted pictures
and stuff
where
like
you
that.
could see that it's a Shield when the lights flickered on for a second. Everything up to there was great. The restart was okay. I was okay with that, even though it's a rehash from The Miz versus Cena.
Exactly.
A little bit over, about 2 years ago now, being it was at WrestleMania.
Exactly.
I did not like that CM Punk, 434 days as champion, loses to the People's fucking Elbow. Not that the People's Elbow is a bad move.
But one move. I mean, this guy has gone through how many submissions?
I mean, there were matches where he's kicked out of 3 of the Attitude Adjustments. There's matches where he kicked out of the choke slam from Big Show.
Chokeslam from Kane?
Chokeslam from Kane. Daniel Bryan's put him in the yes lock, no lock, whatever the hell they're calling it this week. He's got out of that. He's kicked out of Ryback's move. I mean, actually he didn't kick out of Ryback's move. But he's had some really credible wins. And then you got
the Walls of Jericho last year at WrestleMania. Look how long he was sitting in that.
You got a part-timer that beats him with a comedy spot. You might as well have let him lost to Scotty 2 Hotty with the Worm.
Or the Cobra.
If it would have been the Rock Bottom, followed by the People's Elbow, I would have been okay with it.
Exactly.
Not okay because I did not want... I like Rocky. Don't get me wrong.
I'm a big Rock fan.
I'm a Rock fan. I don't think you should ever put a part-timer over when you got a dozen other guys in the back that deserve a world title run more than he does. If they were going to put Rock over, why didn't they give this belt to Ryback when he was at the top of his peak?
You know, the thing is, and like I said, the Royal Rumble winner is John Cena. Rock Cena too. We didn't even want to see it the first time.
Once in a lifetime.
The next year. That just shows you either Vince McMahon's ego or Cena's ego, where he has to pull the Hogan and get the win back.
Exactly.
And that just drives me nuts. Space it out. You have next year. Rock's still kind of young.
The thing about it is, this whole pay-per-view was way too predictable. The matches were subpar. This is one of my least favorite Royal Rumbles I've seen in a while. The surprise entrances, other than Jericho, I did like Goldust too. I mean, the surprise entrances were wishy-washy at best. I thought there was too much garbage entries, too many guys in there that have no business being in there, which they need. I mean, it's 30 people, I understand that. But there was, just to me, the whole thing, Cena winning combined with Rock winning, was collectively, in my opinion, them taking a big, healthy shit on the fans.
It's true.
It's
what
damn true.
It's what Vince wants, not what the fans want.
No.
The fans were cheering for Punk during the match against The Rock.
Well, Rock did get his cheers.
Oh, he did too, but I'm saying, how awesome is that? So what do you grade this?
Well, we usually do a 1 to 5 scale, 1 being the lowest and 5 being the highest. I have an extra number that I'm adding. 0. I give this 0. I will never ever watch any of these matches ever again in my life. I never care to see any highlights from this.
And you know we're going to watch that on Raw tonight.
Oh yeah, it's going to be the Rock highlights, Rock celebration. This was the worst Royal Rumble I've ever seen.
You know what? And I hate to say it, but I agree with you. You know what?
And I've seen every single one of them.
I have to agree with you on your number 2. I'm not a copier, but I'll go this way. I'll let you have the lower number. I'll put 0.5. How about that? Or no, actually 0.25. 0.25. This was, like you just said, hands down, worst Royal Rumble of all time. And it's a shame. There was so much potential in the matches.
I've seen every one of them.
So have I. And that's the thing. It's the worst. I mean, I've rather seen Hogan winning with a leg drop than the Rock Bottom. I'm sorry. Or the People's Elbow. I'm sorry.
Cena could have had a Rock rematch without winning the Royal Rumble. Somebody else... Ryback is your perfect guy that should have won. Ryback or Dolph Ziggler should have won the Royal Rumble. That's who needs to be pushed. Cena doesn't need the Royal Rumble run.
In the Rumble, who do you think impressed you the most?
Bo Dallas.
Really?
I think coming out, being a guy that no one's seen before, he was very impressive. I did like Ziggler. I liked a lot of what he did. Other than that, Kofi Kingston, of course.
I like Ziggler and I like Cesaro. Cesaro wasn't in there as long because he had a decent match with The Miz beforehand.
Yeah.
But I just, Ziggler reminded me of the old school Shawn Michaels, Mr. Perfect in the Rumble. You know, one of the best workers, and just stays in there and makes everybody else look great. And I love the fact that Jericho came back. The menial score is the only reason is Chris Jericho.
Well, and Alberta did good too.
Well, yeah, but I'm a Jericho-holic.
I know you were Jerry.
Break
You
the
need to
walls
go
down.
somewhere. Get that taken care of. But
Right now.
anyway, basically that's all we got to say about this. We're sorry we are so negative. We don't like to be this negative, but our hand was forced this time.
Usually we're a little more fair than most other people.
But my name is George Coles.
I'm Gary Rhodes.
This has been the Royal Rumble Review.